Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is KairoS back with another Naval Action tutorial. It's going to be another quick one today on service medals. Now I have observed that not many, in fact I don't think any content exists on YouTube at the moment specifically about service medals. I did find one video in Spanish but nothing in English concerning this topic specifically, so I thought I would rectify this situation as best I can and make a quick video explaining how the service medals actually work. So if you come into, click Q, go into quests, you'll be in missions, go to your right and you will see seasons. And here you will have four options. You've got the patrol master, the quest master, the ship builder and the landowner. These are the ways in this game you're going to be earning service medals, and we'll show you how that works and how you can actually grind them out in a moment. But first I should probably show you what you can actually do with the medals and why you would want to actually grind them. So if you come down here into the investment section, this is a new feature in the game that came out sometime in the last year or so. We now have the option to invest, regardless of whether you're in a clan or not, in structures that are not necessarily native to the port. So I'll show you what I mean. If you look at my buildings, I actually have a sugar plantation here at Mortimer, which is the starting port for the pirates. Now, this is great because I can collect free sugar and turn that into rum, but I can't build, let's say, a cotton plantation here, which is another resource I want to produce. Why? Because Mortimer Town does not produce cotton. However, I can rectify this situation, if I so chose, by investing. You can see there's the production of sugar, right? But I can invest, if I wanted to, in this section here, in a cotton plantation in Mortimer. Now I haven't actually done this yet, but theoretically, once I click invest here, I will be able to then build a cotton plantation here in Mortimer Town. Theoretically anyway. But to do that, of course, I need 3 service medals. Same with a coal mine, or an oak forest, or whatever else you want to build in this port. You have a lot of freedom now in Naval Action as to what you produce in your ports, but you do need to grind out the service medals. And to do that, of course, we go back into our quest menu here, go to seasons, and you can see the 4 options you have. Now, as a new player, I'll explain these each as I go along, but as a new player, don't even bother with shipbuilding or landowner. These are the 2 you want. So we'll start with these. Patrol Master. Patrol Master is going to be going to the patrol zone and sinking either AI or players in the patrol zone, and you'll get Patrol Master score. If you come up here to the money chest, you can see I've earned combat medals because I've been grinding away in the patrol zone, and I've earned 105 score, which I believe equates to medals. So the more of these medals you earn, the more this score will go up. The patrol zone at the moment, if you look here, is at Nassau, and you just go do this every day. You know, claim your 10 or 15 medals by sinking things in this area, and you will slowly level up your patrol master. And I've earned over 100 medals, so I'm going to get, 100 score, so I'm going to get 3 medals in about 3 hours time when this actually updates. And I believe this is a 2-week countdown. So every 2 weeks, this will update. We have 3 hours left before this period finishes, and then I will receive my reward. Now, the next one is Questmaster. Now, this is probably the easiest one for guys who are brand new to the game and are not yet sure what they're doing. Just by going out and doing any mission in this game, you will slowly count towards this score here. You can see I've got 45 score. I believe you need at least 15 to get your first 3 medals. Now, I have been doing quite a lot of questing in the last 2 weeks, so I've got 45 score, and I'm going to get 5 service medals at the end of this 2-week period. I believe it's 2 weeks. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 weeks. Also, this could change over time. with future updates. Maybe they'll change the scores and how much you need to earn medals, but currently this is how it looks. So earn your first 15 and you will get 3 medals that you can then spend however you like. I will quickly show you guys as well the shipbuilder. When you level up a bit, once you start building your own ships, you can start actually getting medals for shipbuilding. Now I do have a shipyard here in this port, but I've not been doing much crafting because, of course, you need 15k experience to get on the first tier to get your rewards. Now I've built quite a few ships, but they're all 6th and 7th rates at this point. 7th rates are going to give you what, like 40 experience at most, 25 experience. I can't remember exactly how much it's going to be, but that's not going to count for much. You're only going to get any meaningful tier score here on this 15k when you start building, you know, 3rd rates, 2nd rates, 1st rates. So don't bother until you've got a really good shipyard and you're churning out a lot of decent big ships of the line. That's when you can start concentrating on shipbuilder, in my opinion. And landowner, I'm probably never even going to bother with because I'm mostly a solo player, and I don't bother with attacking ports. But if you wanted to, you could go and attack or get involved in capturing ports and the whole clan thing. This is something you want to do with a clan. So as a brand new player, don't worry about landowner, don't worry about ship builder. You just want to concentrate on patrol master and quest master as a beginner or a solo player in this game, in my opinion. And again, this is the first time I've actually really gone into grinding out these medals because I come back to the game for the first time in a while. So this is actually all fairly theoretical for me as well. But I think I have a good grasp of it, so I'm going to share what I've learned as best I can. So that's the basics there. Now, how would I recommend spending these points? This is probably the most important part of this video here. How would I recommend actually investing these medals? So I'm going to get, I think, 8. At the moment I have none, but I'm going to have 8 in about 3 hours time. So how am I going to want to actually invest these? Well, I'm going to just show you quickly how I would personally invest them. As you can see, I haven't invested anything here in my main port in Mortimer, which has become my crafting port. I haven't bothered with any of these forests or plantations at the moment. This is really going to be up to you guys, but I'm more interested in ship crafting. So this is something I can worry about later on. As I say, cotton is a resource I'm feeling the absence of at the moment. I'm having trouble finding enough cotton to craft my cotton sails, which I like to use on my trade ships. So at some point I might be investing in a cotton plantation. If you are especially fond of a certain ship build, let's say you really like building ships out of Bermuda cedar and mahogany, well, invest your medals in Bermuda cedar and mahogany, particularly if you can't find these anywhere else or if you don't have anyone to trade with. But here's the key to that. You can find most of these resources pretty damn cheap somewhere on the map, right? These days, ports drop Bermuda cedar and mahogany. You can find places that produce provisions. You can find places that produce sugar for relatively cheap. You can find places that produce hemp, iron ore, all of these resources, with the exception of cotton. So far in the last couple of weeks, I've been able to find just dropped in ports. So I don't think this is particularly vital. Obviously, if there's a particular resource you really want to have handy, this could be worth the investment. But until you've finished investing in your shipbuilding, I wouldn't bother with any of these unless you're particularly hard up on a particular resource you know you want. Also, be careful where you invest. Be absolutely sure that you're going to be using this port as your main crafting port before you do any of this, because you're not going to be able to get these back once you've invested them. You're not going to be able to move these buildings to another port. At least I don't believe so. So this is where I would really concentrate on your service medals. And I personally am interested in building my own ships. And if you're even a little bit interested in building your own ships, in crafting your own ships to your own specifications, this is where you want to invest your medals. Now, obviously, if you have a couple of friends and one of those is a crafter, and you know he's going to be able to craft you really decent ships, you might not want to bother with this right away. You might not want to get into this. But if you are planning to build your own ships, then I would absolutely recommend putting your points into shipbuilding here before you invest in anything else. And you just do these however you want. The first of each category is 1 point, and you get that bonus initially. So I would recommend when you get your first few medals, just invest in each of these. And then from there on, you can start thinking about what to do next. In my case, I'm probably going to invest 3 points into this whole bonus here. I think it's 3. I'm actually not. Yes, 3 medals. There we go. Yes. So I'm going to invest 3 medals into whole bonus, and I'll probably invest another 3 medals into either gunnery bonus or sailing bonus, depending on how I feel. If you're concentrating on building trade ships, you'll definitely want to max out sailing bonus as early as possible, and probably mast and rigging bonus as well. That's what you want to concentrate on for trade ships. But if you're planning to build warships, you'll want to concentrate on hull and gunnery, and of course crew bonus if you're planning to board. So that is basically that. There's not much else to say about service medals. You can grind away just by playing the game. I will say this, however, if you want to get medals quickly, the fastest way I've found to do it, go to quest missions. You actually want to be doing this is for the I should say just quickly, this is for the quest master, which is probably the easiest way to get your medals at first, early on. You want to be doing these kill missions, right? You see each of these stars is going to count for 1 point. Right, so do one of these. You'll only need to do 15 of one of these 1-star kill missions, and you're done. You've got your 3 combat, service medals for that period. It's all done. If you're feeling a bit more confident, you can do what I like to do and sink 2 of them at once. You'll get a nice wad of doubloons here, a nice 500 doubloons. You'll get a mission chest and a silver chest in this case. So if you can find kill missions that give you more and you feel that you can do them, obviously do them, because these are going to give me 2 stars. So I'm going to be leveling up my quest master here twice as quickly by doing these more difficult missions. And same with PvP, you get 3 stars for doing these PvP hunt missions. If you could do low-key quests, I wouldn't recommend this because these take forever, but you get 4 stars, etc, etc. So you get the idea. Just grind away, play the game, and keep an eye on this score here. Keep an eye on especially Questmaster and on Patrol Master, and you will eventually find yourself with, up in the money chest, you will find yourself with service medals, and you can then spend them however you want. So I hope this was helpful. Bit of a rambling video, I apologize, but I'm kind of tired at the moment, so it's a bit of a rambling video, but I hope it was helpful. This has been KairoS. Thank you all very much for viewing.